Hello and welcome to the latest edition of Good News Television, in conjunction with our website goodnewsbritain.com and our royal site www.roylyrich.com. My name is Ian Pelham-Turner, and with my colleague Helena Shard, we have been so busy in the past few weeks with the Queen's 90th and also really starting to show off our new Good News show across the world. It is really starting to catch on, I'm so pleased to say. And when we launched our new YouTube #1 show on Sky TV 182 and on YouTube, we've had over 40,000 hits now in 3 days. So thank you for that. So I'd like to sort of thank really everybody who has supported us. People like Maria Antonou, who is our videographer and editor. And as I say, we've worked a lot on television as well. Things like Sky News, and you will see the Sky News project in the minute that I talked on. Things like Islam TV that were so useful to us in the past few days, getting our message out about how we wanted more people from the Muslim community to actually work with us. And that program that I was on went out to 136 countries live. And finally, we worked on APTV as well, Associated Press Television, and that went out to 500 TV stations right across the world. So we've been a really busy bunnies ourselves. So thank you for all your support, and here is the Sky News programme.
What did you make of the picture we've been looking at this morning, which will make its way onto stamps? All 4 generations. Lovely picture.
Incredible picture, but what pressure that guy was under, Ronald McKechnie. The reality is he had to be so precise, a millimetre out either way on the imagery, and the photographs wouldn't have been used. So I think this type of sort of photography always is very, very difficult to do. But apparently, from what he was saying, that if George had moved a millimetre either way in that final photograph, his face would go into the perforations, and so they have to be. It had to be exact.
It all had to be equally spaced.
It had to be equally spaced, and apparently he did a lot of research on this. He originally was going to be used in the yellow room at Buckingham Palace. Yeah. But he went on to the white room, which is the much bigger reception room, where the big mirrors are as well, so much more light. Yeah. But he spent 3 days with dummies working at Buckingham Palace, working to precise instructions. So tremendous pressure.
What how many pictures the Queen has had taken of her down the years? Unthinkable, isn't it?
Hundreds and thousands of them, I should think. And she's a very good photographer herself, don't forget. I mean, she loves
Except
taking
she gets miffed, apparently. She gets miffed at all these people holding up iPads and phones to take pictures of her, doesn't she? She thinks we should sort of live in the now a bit more.
With the Queen, you have to accept some of the things. I mean, she's 90 years old. I suppose at times, if something gets pushed right in front of your face, you're going to get worried about it at the best of times.
I'm going to be at Windsor tomorrow. Like you, I was a former royal correspondent, so I used to follow the Queen around at sort of close quarters. Been thinking, as many people have, about the Queen at 90, what it means to the country, what it means for the royal family as an institution, what it means for our perception of what it is to be old, ideas of duty and discretion. Share your thoughts.
Yeah. I think as well, because I was talking just before I came on air with my colleague Helena Shard, another royal photographer, and we look at what the Queen has actually done over this period, the amount of ups and downs that she's suffered. Helena got a great photograph recently of the Queen was coming down the steps of St Paul's, and she put her hand out. But she knew that Philip was there. She didn't even look. Yeah. And so there was this wonderful intrinsic, relationship between the royal family as well. And I think with the country at the same time. I mean, I see it in different ways. The one of the things I'm working on now is to do with diversity of communities. And I know that the communities themselves, when we put some royal coverage into some of our shots, the actual audience rate goes up by 10 to thousands. So the whole country loves the Queen. There's no doubt about that, and everybody within the country loves the Queen as well. It's a very positive force.
I was reading a piece by Max Hastings yesterday, former editor of the Daily Telegraph, and he's a very gifted writer.
Yes.
He was almost struggling to find the right words, just enough to say almost about the Queen. He only got interesting when he started talking about the foibles of Prince Charles. Yeah. And there is almost that sense in which she's she's been so dutiful, she's been so careful, she's passed every word before she said it and tends not to, that you're left not with something vapid, that would be wrong to say, but something that makes it quite difficult for we media types to write scurrilous stuff.
I think so. I mean, it's become a very controlled environment. That's very, very true to say these days. I mean, if you look at the imagery that's coming out of William and Kate, it's almost like the Hollywood golden couple now, you know, and they're being branded in that sort of type of environment. The same with Harry. And I think at times I wonder, you know, you look at, I was working out recently how old Charles will be if the Queen remains the same age as the Queen Mother.
Yeah.
He'll be 80.
102.
He'll be 80 by the time he becomes king. And I wonder, the royal family is all about continuity. And at times I still wonder whether there's going to be a leapfrog, where Charles will be leapfrogged over and that William will be taking it. Because you notice that more and more publicity now, more of the focus is towards William. You know, and this soft transition that was supposed to have taken place between the Queen and Charles, it's not working. You can see it, you know, that he would not really sort of face the music, if you like. He would not sort of stop doing what he wanted to do, stop what he wanted to talk about.
But once you step aside, you destroy the hereditary principle. That's the problem, don't you? It would have to be his decision. Ian Pelham-Turner, Ian, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
Let's just bring you a little bit of breaking news. There's been another earthquake in Ecuador.